to the National Art School for a year. I really hated it. All the teachers were famous artists but shit at teaching and would always show up drunk or high or both. And there were a lot of interesting exercises that I did appreciate and enjoy, some at the moment and some then. Most of the things that I did there I didn't enjoy, and only later did I realise that some of them were actually pretty decent, but it was rough there. It wasn't that it was too hard, it was just a shit experience, and everyone that I'm friends with basically left as well. So yeah, that's that. Now I'm at a different art school and I much prefer it, but I want to take a look at a sketchbook that I had to complete for my general drawing class. There are 2 classes for drawing at NAS. There's one called General Drawing, which is like exercises, abstraction, experimentation. Think of it that way. And the second class is life and observation drawing. So like they'd set up things in a room, you'd have to sit and draw them, or you'd go out and like draw the buildings on plein air type stuff. And those were really cool too. It also included life drawing. General drawing was my favourite because I have very bad depth perception, almost none, and life drawing and all that was really hard for me and nobody gave a shit, so it was pretty depressing. General drawing was quite interesting, and one of the projects that we had to complete was a self-portrait sketchbook. Now, I was still fresh out of high school and liked cartoons like Gravity Falls and Steven Universe and that stuff. Not a fan of Steven Universe anymore, still a huge fan of Gravity Falls. And instead of experimenting with style or with medium or pushing the boundaries of what a portrait could be, a lot of the portraits in this sketchbook are adaptations or very cartoony comic book style. But after a while I did start to like tap into some like stranger ways of making portraits. So I'm gonna go through the sketchbook and talk a little bit about the specific ones that I like or enjoyed making. Some of them I didn't enjoy drawing, but I enjoy the final product, and some I did enjoy making but don't really like the end result as much. So it's interesting how that works. Art making is a whole bundle of joy, nerves, everything. So without further ado, let's take a look at my self-portrait sketchbook from 2015. So this is my first time opening it up since putting it in that drawer, and this was made in 2015, like I said. Alrighty, let's go. Me as a ghost. I was still in my like, oh my god, I'm so quirky phase. Drawing in Photoshop with my tablet. Pretty sure I copied that cartoon style from someone. Yeah, copying art is not cool. This I think is cool. I'd shown all the stains from like the art making inside my mind. Another side, still cartoony but interesting enough for it to be okay. Some creepy, I don't know, favorite pen. This is me pushing the boundaries of what a portrait is, and I felt like I was represented very much by my favorite pen. Cartoons, ink and nib. At least I was experimenting with style. Not with style, with mediums. Kawaii style. Okay, yeah, very much still a weeb. I got a haircut, body marks. So these are all the scars I had at the time. I think that's pretty cool. Blind contour, silhouetted. I really like the blind contour. I remember it was really fun to do, and I really like how it looked. The silhouette was fun to do, but I'm not a huge fan of how it looked. I'm much better at silhouettes now. Picasso head, where I kind of look like Marilyn Manson. Yikes. I got a Peter's Original ice cream cake for my birthday, and I think that's pretty cool. I don't know what was underneath it, but I'd drawn it and it didn't look good, so I did it over again. Lines, inner self. I don't know what was with my inner self ideas. I look like a gargoyle, but it's pretty cool. You can see where I started getting into hatching, and I'm still into hatching. Here we go. Mia's Dipper Pines. If I were a flower, I'm still really into the language of flowers. It's really interesting how I haven't really changed all that much. Oh, this is really cool. So I went to the State Library and they had this exhibition on how they used to colour comics in the 50s, and they used to do the colour on vellum. You can't really see, but underneath this, on the sketchbook page itself, is the black ink, and on top is the colour. There's me as a small child. I really love this style. I've always loved like the pink elbows and knees. Yeah, this is really cute. Still love using blue ink for outlines. More weeb shit, dude. Yep, hiragana face. Very creepy puppet. I really love this. This is one of my favorites. When I was stretching my ears, but I'm not anymore. But I really love the detail in this. I think it's really cool. This is me before transitioning in like a really weird anime style, I guess. One line. I do love this purple. This used to actually be the background for Artistic Author for ages, so the more you know. Tongue, scribble, not much to say. Most of these markers are, not most, all of the markers you see here are the Tombow markers because I could not afford Copic markers. My emotions, this is really cool. Binary, contoured, pixelated. Okay, I look like a duck for some reason. Ooh, this is one I really love. I look like Darth Vader, but it was actually just a woodblock print that was on very hard wood, and I printed it once and then a second time. And I really love these. It was fun to make, and I love how they look. And I definitely want to do more stuff like this. Pencils taped to fingers. Actually, my friend Neva did a portrait of me pre-me drawing this, because I took a photo of myself with the pencils taped to my fingers and posted it and was like, yes, a true artiste. And she drew it for me, and I will post it right on the screen if I can find it, because it was so cool and I love it very much. Inked desk. This is actually what I did for my animation assignment, which I have no idea where it is, but one day I will share it. I did the stuff on my desk because I thought that was like a really good representation of me as an artist. A self-portrait of all the things I own. Left hand, revisiting childhood. I just got really into Hania Manias talking about how we can never imitate children's art well because it's free and they don't think. And the more we try to make children's art, like in movies and things where they're like fake kids artwork, you can tell because it's very structured and kids just don't care and they just make things. I got really into drawing on dark paper. The tattoo I got, my first tattoo with a text I found at the bus stop. Okay, a very flattering angle of myself. This was really fun, but I don't like how it looks, unfortunately. We had to draw pictures of ourselves with different mediums. This was green and blue pen. This was just graphite. Rip it up and tape it back together, and it was fun to do, and I'd love to try again with probably a bit more structure. But yeah, not a huge fan of how they look. This one I like a lot better. Look at that, that's cool as hell. Movement. I do love the 3 colors. Floating hair. I was really getting into blending. I think this is when I got Copics. Teeth. Outer. Brush strokes. I look like Justin Bieber. My hand. And my face in pieces. I really like this. It's very cubist and I'm a huge fan of the colors. A blueprint. This was done with, if you buy like veggies or sometimes meat, it comes in like this foam tray, and we had an exercise in class where people would like scratch into it and then use it to print. And I did it at home and I really loved the effect. I just used like really cheap kids poster paint and that's why it's all splodgy. But I really like it. Another one. and I really like this. I don't know what it was supposed to represent, but I really love how it looks. This is wax resist drawing, the mess of the corner of my desk. I really love wax resist drawing. This is really cool. I'm rediscovering a lot of things that I haven't done in a while. Breathing, pen and nib in nostril. Yeah, I put a pen in my nose and just let it go. The glasses I had at the time, 𝚜𝚌𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚕. Oh yeah, from Biscuit, because they're like $90. Conversation, brush in mouth. I was really into putting shit in my mouth these days. Eye and skin lines. Oh yeah, I was drawing like the folds or like the shadows of my skin. I think it looks like an eagle for some reason, but yeah, pretty cool. Hand texture. Just masking tape with a skin tone that is definitely not mine. Headless, brainless, I don't know. I was kind of forgetting what I was doing. Geode. Yep, erased. I was getting really into Robert Rauschenberg at this point. Insider. You can tell I was on Tumblr a lot these days. Oofed. Face print. Now this was very fun. I put yellow kids poster paint on my face and then just smushed it into the page. Fingerprints, also known as skin map, because I've got my palm in there. Because look how cool our hands are. Like, it's such an interesting pattern. The songs. Oh, I listen to my favorite songs. So I have synesthesia, and I feel really weird trying to like justify it because I've been questioned by like random dudes at zine fairs and stuff. It's always random dudes. But I I see colors when I hear music. So kind of like Kandinsky and a few other people. And I don't know what songs I listen to, but feels about right to what I was into at the time. Pop punk, folk punk kind of stuff. Train ride. Oh yeah, I had my Pentel brush pen on the page and just let the bumps of the train dictate what I was doing. Beaten, broken, and scared. I have no idea, but I like the colors. And the composition's pretty cool. Junk from my pocket. Receipt, Panadol, dead flower. I still find dead flowers in my pockets. I'm always collecting stuff. Clutch. I don't know what I'm holding. Again, wax resist. Miss that. Tongue tied. No idea. If I were a book. Somebody told me that if I were a book, I would be Heart of Darkness. I have bought it, and I still haven't read it because I'm kind of, to be honest, I'm kind of scared. As a Daria character, yeah, I have not changed. Like, physically I have changed, but I'm still into Daria big time. Bedside vision. I think it was just like a vase of flowers in the dark. But I do like how I like invented shadows. Tree trunk. Creepy, but also cool. There are a lot of dirty glasses in my room. Haha, like if that is relatable. What keeps me myself? Yeah, this is when I started getting medicated for the first time in a long time, and I was like, wow, this is actually really great. Whoops, I should have done it earlier. Here's the scream. You can tell I was in my facial piercing, short coloured hair phase of art school. You've reached the end. Anything in the pocket? Nope. Well, that's that. That was interesting. I forgot about a lot of these. And as much as I want to be like, oh my god, that's so cringe, I loved what I was doing at that time. And I need to appreciate that there was joy in those moments. And I think being like, oh my god, cringe about yourself or about others can be kind of just negative. It's not helpful. Yes, it's embarrassing, but who cares, man? We all grow, we all develop, we all have embarrassing moments, and it's just that some people don't record everything. But if you are unfortunate enough to have recorded a lot of your embarrassing moments or your teen years or whatever, your cringe, you'll feel bad about it, but it's normal. Like, we're all cringy, even now. Like, I look at stuff I did last year and I cringe. So just roll with it, man. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.
What? Ugh.
I'm gonna go through the sketchbook and talk a little bit about the ones that I particularly like. Particularly. The specific ones that I like.